Tonight, we got Marvel news. We got some more Marvel news. We got Marvel news. We got more Marvel news. We have some Star Wars news. We have more Marvel news. Some Marvel news. That's right. This is going to be the biggest show we've ever been a part of. Super excited to be here. Super excited to talk about all the crazy stuff that's happened this week. Yes, this week. It wasn't just yesterday. There's some stuff that happened before, but before we even get into it, I got to bring in my co-host and partner in crime here, Chris. Look at that. Okay, that's terrible.
We've all been playing with our Star Wars toys today, and
absolutely.
Man, I'm just, dude, what a week. I was saying for me, I wasn't feeling too well this week. I had massive migraines. Got some sleep last night and woke up today saying I'm ready to go because tonight's going to be crazy. So, man, I'm ready for this.
And it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, guys, again, this is the big. It took Chris and I a few hours to prep for this show to get all of these things in that we're going to be talking about. We're going to hit upon every single bit of piece of information that we got from Star Wars and Marvel tonight. So it's going to be a rather large news segment. We will get into all of the rest of the stuff. Actually, here we go. We're going to have news first. Then we'll do the Cosmic Minute. Then we'll get fresh from the comic book shop where Chris and I show our fresh new books we just got from the comic book shop. Top 10 hottest comics. And we will also we'll do a brand new drawing for that second place prize for Chris's 3,000 subs. Captain Journal's Comics in Pop Culture, 3,000 subs. So we will get into all of that. But again, it's a mountain of news, an absolute mountains. But before we get into that, please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about this. We love talking comic books with you every Friday night. And tonight is no different, Chris. All right, so I'm going to set this up, guys. I'm going to set this up. Earlier in the week, we started off with what seemed like just the biggest news that we've heard in a while. Well, kind of along the same thought of Jamie Foxx. You know, we had some Spider-Man news. It was huge. At that point, it's like, this is going to be the biggest news of the week. Got to hit this. There's so many angles we're going to hit this on. So, Chris, that's called the setup, and I'm setting you up right now. What did we have happen?
Right. So,
it seems like a year ago, by the way. It seems like a year ago.
I know, right? Yeah, it was like yesterday was an early Christmas, but before that, which seems to be a year ago, was some crazy Spider-Man stuff, guys. You know, we've been getting little hints in there about what's going on with Spider-Man 3. But this week, it was one thing after another. Let's start out talking about Alfred Molina returning as Doc Ock. Okay. For me, very, very happy for this to happen because I think Molina's Doc Ock was just A+, just amazing. So to see him reprising his role, I'm definitely excited. Now, there's obviously some other things that I'll touch on just a little bit, but moving along from this, we also got an announcement that Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil for Spider-Man 3. To me, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is what I was most excited about. Somebody asked me, what was it, last week or sometime this week, what my favorite superhero TV show of all time is. I came out saying Daredevil. I mean, Charlie Cox did such an amazing job, and I know there's been a lot of fans petitioning to see him come back as Daredevil. What better way than to bring him back with Spider-Man? So if this is happening, I'm all for it. But it didn't stop there, guys. We got, and here's the thing. We got we got IGN, we got Heroic Hollywood, we got credible sources. We're saying that there's been reports of these things, but yet there's no confirmation. So it makes it really strange. No Marvel confirmation, no Sony confirmation, but we have reports that Andrew Garfield and Kirsten Dunst are returning to their respective roles from each of the different Spider-Man franchises. Just blowing my mind. Okay, so what does this mean for Tobey Maguire? Well, we see Tobey Maguire in Hollywood showing up for a costume fitting. Craziness, guys. Craziness. So what does that mean? It really seems like this live action Spider-Verse to some capacity is happening. And without going too much into the Disney news and Marvel Studios news, I will say that they did confirm a correlation between Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness with the Spider-Man 3 film, which speaks to this even further. And I'll just say this in brief, guys. Right now, I may be wrong because I said I don't think this is going to happen. I said the only way that it will happen, in my personal opinion, is if we see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as cameos. I don't think they'll do this full-on Spider-Verse where we got 3 Spider-Men suiting up and going at it. I have a lot of issues with why I don't really like that. We won't get into it today because we have so much to talk about. But look, I trust Feige. I do. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of great news here, but there's also some of this news just really has me nervous. I'll leave it at that.
I feel the same way. I trust Feige, so that's why I'm a little at ease, but it seems like a hot mess too. But again, nothing has been announced. None of this is like, it's fact yet. It's just out there that it's possible. Because one thing we'll say before we even get into it, Feige's presentation, he made one mention of Spider-Man, and none of it was any of the casting, any of the direction they're going with the films. So and we'll get into that, but that's what I find most interesting. But right now, I want Tom Holland to be our Spider-Man, our MCU Spider-Man. Exactly. I don't want it to get distracted. I don't. But again, we trust Feige.
Yeah. And I'll just add one more thing to your point. I agree. That's my thing. It's like Tom Holland is our Spider-Man. Why are we taking away from that? And the one thing, and I know we don't have, I talked about this on my channel for the pre-show, and I know we don't have a lot of facts to put together into a line, but I just don't see these multiple Spider-Mans with multiple different actors. It's one thing if you're taking actors like Jamie Foxx and even Alfred Molina and saying they did so good at these characters that we want them to play these characters again, but in our universe, in this new universe, just like they did with J. Jonah Jameson. How are they gonna convince the viewers and the fans that J. Jonah Jameson is a different J. Jonah Jameson in a different universe, played by the same actor, but Peter Parker is played by a different actor in a different universe, but yet Dr. Ock is still the same actor in that universe as well? Do you see where
I feel you, man. That's a valid concern. Valid concern. I get it. And I will say this. This is the last thing we'll say because we have so much to get into.
Yep.
For me, Spider-Man 2 was one of the best superhero films of all time. That film was outstanding. I'm happy. I would be happy to see Alfred Molina reprise his role.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. That was Monday, I think, right?
I know, right?
Then we had a few quiet days. Like, oh man, we're really struggling here. I guess we'll talk about Hawkeye some more with those Haley Steinfeld pictures or something. I don't know. Yeah. And then last night happened, or yesterday happened, and it was just a deluge of just whoa. So here's how we did it, guys. There are 29 separate news stories between Star Wars and Marvel. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take them all in order. All we did was take a screen grab of all of the stories, and we're gonna talk about each of the stories. We also expand on a few others, so there's a few other images you may see with that. So we're just going to get right into it in the order it was given to us in the Disney investors presentation yesterday. So first up was Kathleen Kennedy talking Star Wars, Chris. So what do we have right here?
All right, Lucasfilm Animation is teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, to develop a special Star Wars adventure film for Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by R2-D2 and C-3PO. Yeah, look, again, we talk about what they can do with this universe and with these beloved characters in a fresh way. Animated works, I think, perfectly for these characters, for the droids. We have the comic book, the droids comic books. So I think this is definitely going to be a hit, especially with those younger generations. But you'll probably catch me up late night watching it too.
I'm all in. Sign me up for myself and my 4-year-old daughter, who loves all of the droids. She's starting to really get into Star Wars herself. She was a huge Darth Vader fan last year for Christmas. Again, I'm all about it. Animated droid special. Let's do it. All right. Moving on, Chris. Here we go. Leslie Headland brings in a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic. Here's another era they're going to be exploring within the Star Wars universe. I'm happy it's going to be on Disney Plus. We all love The Mandalorian. I think that across the board. I don't think we'll have one person watching this right now be like, I hate the Mandalorian. I think it sucks. I think you find at least something redeeming in that series. They're going to expand here on a different timeline, the High Republic. One thing to note, there's a new series coming out next month called Star Wars: The High Republic. Whole bunch of new characters being introduced in here. Whole bunch of spec. I would go. There's probably going to be a high print run, so I wouldn't go too heavy on this, but I would get a few issues of this because it may pay off down the road, and the Acolyte could bring some of those characters onto the screen. Moving on.
Yeah, I got my book pre-ordered. That's for sure.
As do I.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's another tweet for Star Wars, the galaxy's favorite scoundrel, Lando. Who's hyped about this? I know Jeff is. Lando will return. And in Lando, a brand new event series for Disney Plus. Justin Simeon is in the early stages of developing this project. Jeff, you and I have talked about this on the show many times before in the past, just talking about, the fact that we think Solo was just kind of overlooked, hated on for no reason. And, a shining light in that was Donald Glover as Solo. We talked about that they have to do something with these characters in the future. And I think, it's even been mentioned, hey, even Lando having his own show. So here it is. It is confirmed.
I'm so psyched to hear. He was a highlight of that. Like, I wasn't too into I cannot remember the actor's name from Han Solo. Aiden, I wasn't too into his performance. I didn't believe him as Han Solo. I definitely believe Donald Glover as Lando, and I'm psyched that he's going to be getting his own series. They showed a few quick looks as to what it could be like, and the tone of that series is going to be awesome. I am super psyched. We don't know when that's going to come out, but I'm absolutely going to be there day one watching that series. No doubt. No doubt. All right, moving on. Kathleen Kennedy went into another project. They're going to be, guys, these projects are just off the chart here. It's fantastic. This is called Star Wars Visions, an original series of animated short films celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators, coming in 2021. Guys, that's next year. Keep in mind how many things we have coming out next year. Chris and I are going to point back to something we've talked about for the past few months. But Chris, I'm all about this, man. Like, they're going to be exploring it from a different eye and a different creative style. I again, sign me up.
This is something so unique, anime and manga and whatnot, and those genres are really popular right now, not just with young kids, but with young adults as well. So, look, we want as fans to have fresh material, but the creators also want to keep things fresh to bring in new fans. I think this is definitely something that can do that and be something that really speaks to those that are already just into Star Wars and those that might not necessarily have been, paying it much attention in the past.
It's going to be a unique style we've never seen. I mean, I believe there's Star Wars anime out there. I'm not a huge fan of anime, but I know that I think that they have gone that route, but not something like this. So it's going to be interesting to see, again, a different set of eyes, a different kind of angle, a different approach to what the mainstream sees Star Wars as. I'm psyched. I'm psyched. I'm also psyched about this because I love the Clone Wars, Chris. Your turn.
Yeah. We talked about this. It seems like a few months ago now when it was first announced, but we did get a sneak peek at Star Wars: The Bad Batch, an all-new animated original series from Lucasfilm Animation. Do we have a trailer?
Chris, we absolutely have a trailer because we got about 5 or 6 of them today. It is crazy. Again, this is the biggest show we've ever had. Let's check out the Bad Batch trailer.
They call themselves the Bad Batch.
The Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire!
That was quite an impressive display.
Guys, I'm gonna be so sick of hearing my voice. I am such a fanboy. Like, I'm prefacing this for the rest of the way. Like, there has not been one announcement from the Star Wars panel or Marvel that I did not like. I loved everything I saw. And so this is the first trailer we're going to see tonight out of many. I loved this, Chris. I absolutely love this. I'm so psyched for Bad Batch. I am all in on Bad Batch. I love the take that they had with this group, this group of clones. Super exciting to see their story continue.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna, continue, the feel and the vibe that we got from Clone Wars. But I think they're gonna have some wiggle room to be a little more edgy with it.
Yeah, definitely. I love, Tom Tormey. I'm loving the new logo here, Cosmic Comic History. I still get chills when I see the Lucas logo appear on screen. Absolutely. B. Schnur getting shit, oh my God, when does this come out? Flicks and Comics, chills, absolutely. It's just, Isaac Maynard is giving it many thumbs up and a whoa face. So, guys, we have so much more to talk about. Like, literally, this is a show's worth of, it's like 5 weeks worth of news, and we just got to keep moving on. Like, I guess we could talk more about it in the Q&A because we still have a lot more to go on. Chris, you're next with our next story. I'm out of breath. I got to scroll up here because there's just so much stuff we got to get through here. Here we go. Chris, go.
This, my favorite Star Wars announcement out of it all was this Obi-Wan Kenobi, but Hayden Christensen returning as Darth Vader, man. That is the news of the day for me. Christian's teaming up with Ewan McGregor again for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith, which is one of my top 3 Star Wars movies of all time, coming to Disney Plus. We knew that this was in the works, but just adding the fact that Hayden Christensen is returning as Darth Vader, man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I cannot wait for this one.
This is going to be cool. Like, people are like, oh, he sucked, he can't act. But you know what? He's still part of the mythos, right? Bring him back. Give him another shot because he's going to be Darth Vader most of the time. I doubt they're going to be using his voice. I mean, I'd be pumped if they got James Earl, by the way. But we are probably going to see him with his mask off, right? Which is something we rarely saw. I mean, we saw once in Return of the Jedi. Am I right? Maybe in Rogue. Yeah. So again, super excited about the inclusion of just tying everything in. It's again, I'm a broken record. I love everything I'm hearing here. I absolutely love everything I'm hearing. I also like the next story we're going to be covering, which is I got to take off our banner here, which is Andor. We knew that this was happening. Rogue One, I thought was a fantastic movie. I'm psyched to see, kind of a prequel to this. Everything I did it for the Rebellion. Andor, an original series set in the Star Wars universe, is streaming in 2022. They're about to start the pre-production for this in 2 weeks, or their production in this in 2 weeks. There is a sizzle reel that they shared in regards to this series. It's fantastic. We didn't pull any of the sizzle reels. You guys should go check it out when you can. But this is massive. This project is going to be massive. The way they explain it, the way their approach is, there's like 200 extras. The costumes are just on point with everything they've done in the films. They're taking every approach that they always do as Lucasfilms, and I think this is going to be an interesting take on a Star Wars story because it's going to be a spy thriller, right? And, Andor is he's a spy. He gets into the nitty gritty and does things that not all the other rebels are able to do. So I'm super psyched, Chris.
Yeah. Take a page out of Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios' book in saying, look, every Star Wars space saga doesn't need to be this melodramatic, whatever you want to call it, with blasters and laser fights. So I'm with you. I think this again, this is going to be something fresh that is going to really change our overall perspective on what the name Star Wars can mean and do.
And that's the thing with all of these series, guys. Chris and I have been talking for months. There's so much meat on the bone to explore this universe. It's so expansive, especially with the gaps between the prequel, the original, and the sequels. Like the time gaps between there, and even before the prequels. That's what they're going to be exploring. And there's just so much to play with. And it's just a great time to be a Star Wars fan, a comic book fan, and seeing all these properties. Guys, we're not even a quarter way through this stuff. So we're going to be moving on. Chris, you just said you're most excited about what Star Wars announcement?
Obi-Wan.
Okay, I am shocked because I thought this next story, which is yours, is what you would be most excited about. Here we go.
It's right there with it. Obi-Wan, Darth Vader. Come on, that's OG goodness. But yeah, this is right there with it. If not equal with it, close second. But Ahsoka. I mean, who did not see this coming? We saw Rosario Dawson in Mandalorian. Amazing. She's my wallpaper on my laptop right now. But we got the official announcement from Star Wars saying Ahsoka, a new original series, starring Rosario Dawson, and set within the timeline of The Mandalorian. We're going to see it.
I mean, what more can you want? I mean, this is what I want. I want seasons, plural, of this, because she did such a fantastic job bringing her to live action. I thought I am so psyched. And it's not, but this is not even a surprise for me at all. But it's nice to actually hear that they're moving through.
Yeah.
And I knew you'd pull that out.
But it's for sale, guys. It's still for sale. Yeah, but without an announcement, with an announcement, that this thing is going to keep moving, guys. It's been hot. It got even hotter a few weeks ago when we saw her on The Mandalorian, and now with this, it's just I'm just sitting back watching it. We got since yesterday's announcement, 9.8 sales of the direct copy, not the rare newsstand, of the direct copy, $2,200, all three of them. Some of them were like $2,185.
Yeah.
But rounded up, $2,200 for 9.8s. It's fair market value right now. Wow.
Yep. Insane. Tom Torrey may have the comment of the night. Even Daredevil saw this coming. Well played, Tom. Well played. Jamie Waz wants to know if he can put your book on layaway. I don't know if he's specifically talking about your book, but I mean, most of us will have to do that to afford that book. It would take a lot of time. All right, but moving on here. We had something, honestly, whatever. I'm cool with this. It's Rangers of the New Republic, an original series set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, is coming to Disney Plus. Now, something to be said about these series here, because Favreau and Filoni are teaming up on Ahsoka and this Ranger series. I don't know what, nothing else has been said about this other than it's in the timeline, the same time period as The Mandalorian, as Ahsoka is as well. So, Favreau, Filoni, sign me up. Let's do it.
Yeah. Again, that's kind of like the trust the process thing. That's all I really need to know.
Yep.
Because just like you, I don't even know what to really expect from this or what it means, what the feel of it's gonna be. But you get those names behind it, and you sit and you say, okay.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. That their track record speaks lengths, and honestly, man, I'm all about it. Chris, this is our last. By the way, guys, this is the last Star Wars story of the evening or of the event. There's going to be 10 series in the next few years of Star Wars. This is going to be a film. Chris, take it away.
Yeah, and this, I'm hyped for this. Who remembers the Nintendo 64 video game Rogue Squadron? Man, Rogue Squadron, full-length film directed by Patty Jenkins. That enough said.
Yeah, I absolutely. And guys, this is another announcement with the sizzle reel, where Patty Jenkins announced it on her Twitter. We didn't pull this one in for the show because we would be here till tomorrow with all the stuff we have to talk about and show you. But her father was in the Air Force. Her father unfortunately lost his life in service to the United States while flying. She's always wanted to direct some sort of aviation film, and she said the right project never came her way until this one. And you got to check out the sizzle reel. It is so cool how it ends, how she just ends up walking to a X-Wing fighter. I'm all on board, man. I trust her. I think she's a fantastic director. I'm super psyched about this announcement, too. This is the only film announcement that they had during the presentation. So, again, Kathleen Kennedy wrapped it up with that. And then we moved on to Kevin Feige talking Marvel, people. Y'all ready to talk some Marvel, Chris?
I'll talk some Marvel Star Wars real quick in relation.
Oh, no, yeah, we've got to get into that.
Yeah. So, guys, Star Wars number 60 from the Marvel Volume 1. This book, it's like a $5 book, guys. It is on fire. Why? The first mention of the team, Rogue Squadron, with a handful of appearances of the team members in this book. Guys, I looked at eBay. Okay, since yesterday afternoon when these announcements were made, this book has sold a couple dozen plus copies, and it's up there. I think a high sale raw was $30. So there was like some 20 somethings. High sale was 30. It's just crazy how so many people saw all this stuff and just hopped onto eBay or probably even drove to their LCSs or whatever and just started spending money on anything in relations. If you don't have your hands on this one, or you can't get your hands on it right now, honestly, I would chill. I don't go buy this book just because, but there is the Dark Horse Rogue Squadron series, the X-Wing Rogue Squadron series. The Rebel Opposition #1 is from the main series. There's some, like a 4 and 6 book limited series that tie into the Rogue Squadron. But this is a little bit of a hot book. I couldn't find it anywhere in any of the online comic book stores like My Comic Shop or Midtown or anywhere. They're all sold out. So I'm assuming that folks went out and grabbed these with the announcements. It's roughly an $8 book. I do see a bunch being sold on eBay right now for like $40, $60, but nobody's buying them, which just goes to show, just chill. Don't just see something with the price, say, oh, I have to have it right now. But hey, like, you know what? When this show comes out, I think at that point in time, these books can keep increasing, because I do think this is going to be an awesome film.
Yeah, it's a long game, people. You got the FOMO here, and the peak is, I mean, it's probably not the peak, but it'll go back down before you see a trailer and before the show is released. One thing I will note, I love this Walt Simonson cover here, Star Wars 60, fantastic. And I almost pulled the trigger last night on eBay for $5. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. But it was a frenzy last night, people. Everybody just listening to this and just diving into eBay, trying to get what they could on the cheap. All right, fantastic Star Wars news. But now we are moving on to Marvel news, which is even better, in my opinion, as great as Star Wars was.
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better. We all know that WandaVision is coming out January 15th. That's a little over a month away. Super excited about that. They made that announcement again. We're an unusual couple. That's definitely true. Marvel Studios' WandaVision original series starts streaming January 15th on Disney+. We all know that. We got our final trailer here, guys, and it's good. It's really good. Check it out.
Girl like you doing rattling around this big house?
Well, I assure you, I'm married to a man, a human one.
Wanda.
What's it and why did you sleep out of
We are an unusual couple.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
We just don't know what to expect.
Howdy, neighbors. Hey, bud.
Wanda, what's up?
Who are you?
I don't know.
I think something's wrong here.
Wanda, can you hear me? Who's doing this to you?
Are you here to help us? This is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
Well, I think we handled that well.
I love it. Bring it on. Just bring it on, man. We're all ready. We are all ready, man. It's been a year without any MCU content. Bring it on. We're a little over a month away. I'm psyched, Chris. I am psyched.
I can't wait to see her lose her mind and flip her wig.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. They shot those sitcom scenes, or the sitcom show, well, however the episodes are going to be broken up. They shot that in front of a live studio audience too. So it's going to be really a unique spin on something like this, especially the superhero genre. But I think just sci-fi, and it's just gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. It's out there. So only a little over a month, guys, and we'll be talking about finally some MCU content in our last week that I'll be happy about. Oh, man. All right, Chris, next up. Oh, by the way, WandaVision does tie directly into Doctor Strange 2, which is what we call teasing up the next story. Doctor Strange 2, Chris, what's up?
Yeah, so just more confirmation from Disney. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We got a release date, March 25th, 2020. Starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, Rachel McAdams, coming back from the first film. Chiwetel Ejiofor, I apologize if I butchered that. Xochitl Gomez as American Chavez. It's a big confirmation. We were, rumored to have it. It's here, guys. Directed by Sam Raimi. And the film ties, this is what I was talking about earlier. I said the film ties directly into WandaVision and Spider-Man 3. So release date, we got America Chavez. Yes.
I mean, I just want to point out what we said at the beginning of the show here. That is the only mention of the next Spider-Man film, which is coming out in December, by the way. Next December, a year from now. The only mention Kevin Feige made of it was that it's connected to Doctor Strange. There's no mention of Doc Ock coming back, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So again, but going back to this Doctor Strange thing, it's going to be wild, wacky, weird. And Chris, we have a big, big character in this that's going to be introduced, and that's, Vengeance #1, man.
Get your books, man. Well, like I said, don't
get
your
hard one to get.
Like this is look. This one was already increasing in value. It's just, guys. I'll probably repeat myself about all the spec books that we're talking about. Here's the advice that I give. This is America Chavez first appearance, Vengeance #1. I got my book for $1 some years back. All right, 9.8, a 9.8 raw. Sold for, not a 9.8, just a high grade raw, sold for $203 in October, guys. This announcement is going to drive this book crazy. Okay, that's raw. Now here's my recommendation. If you are looking to spec on this book or any books, do your research right now. Go to YouTube, find some listings, especially if they're auctions. Watch them, put them in your cart. Go to your, my comic shops or whatever, go to the Mercari app, watch some items and just monitor what they're doing, but don't make a purchase if you feel that it's not a fair market price or fair to your wallets, guys. That's the best advice I can say. But I think this one, even out of some of the ones that we're going to talk about, that we did talk about already, some of the Star Wars books, you're going to see some ebb downward, because it's just so much crazy hype. We're like starving babies here that just, got the formula bottle, and we're like guzzling it down because we've been so deprived. So everyone's hopping on all this stuff. Just chill. This book, though, I don't think it's going to see much of a downward spike after this kind of crazy hype from these announcements. I think this is one that was just already on that upward climb. And even though we're going to see a little bit of ebb and flow, it's going to keep going. This is one of those books, guys, that I just feel is going to be similar, not quite there, but similar to, your UF4s and your Kamala Khan first appearances and whatnot. But it's going to be tough, guys.
That's a tough book to get. And we like to tell you guys in advance to jump on something. And again, don't rely solely on us. Do your research. But this one is definitely, it's a tough book to get, but you may get lucky and find them in some long boxes that people have forgotten about. So keep digging, as TiVo says from Lords of the Long Box. Keep digging on those long boxes. All right. That's exciting, though, but we're still a little ways away from Doctor Strange. What we're not a little ways away from is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That comes out next year, okay? You got WandaVision coming out January, and it was just announced that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, an original series will start streaming on March 19th, guys. That's like 4 months away. That's fantastic news right there. Because again, the gates are opening up. The content is going to start flowing. But not only that, we got a really, really cool trailer that we are going to check out now. I love this trailer. Check it out, guys.
The legacy of that shield is complicated.
The
world. It's upside down. People need something to get behind. They need the symbol. So what's our plan? So no plan. Great. What's going on in that cyborg brain of yours? You don't want to know. Oh, yeah, I can see it working. Gears turning. Oh, they're malfunctioning. They're on fire. God, I hate you.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely. They've hated each other since Captain America: Civil War, and I just that's the quality, Chris. That's the quality we're going to be getting in those shows. How amazing is that?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a few things that stood out to me. First off, it's so action packed just in the trailer. And yeah, I mean, these are multi-million-dollar budget feature films, that's crazy. But the things that I'm really, that are going to stand out to me, the relationship between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, like you said, since they're dynamic in Civil War, I mean, it showed up there, that last little piece of the trailer. Secondly, just how they remixed the original Captain America song got me kind of emotional. Knowing Cap's not there no more, talking about the shield and whatnot. So I'm really interesting to see their take. But another thing that we haven't really talked about, I don't hear a lot of people talking about. Keep in mind, we're still after Endgame, when half of the world came back, half of the population came back to this messed up world that was sitting for 5 years. Where, we saw in Endgame, we saw the ports kind of all messed up, and, the baseball fields ran down and whatnot. We saw Far From Home, which was a world after, the blip, so they call it. So I'm going to dive more into that. And I'm thinking that this show might be that. It might show us kind of the turmoil or how it was adapting to getting all these people back from the snap and what that means for the state of the world in 2023. And that's why I think it was Winter Soldier that said that the world's in turmoil right now, and they need a symbol, stuff like that. Yeah. So, man,
By the way, the symbol's going to be the captain. They've already cast the captain. They've confirmed that the captain is going to be in there too. So you saw his back there when he was running on the football field. Anyways, Tom has a good question. They announced how many episodes the Falcon Winter Soldier series was. We can't remember. I think these are all going to be around 6 episodes, each of these series. So you figure that's like 3 movies, people. That's insane. We live in a great time, a great day and age. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Anyways, Chris, you're super excited about. I mean, we're all super excited about this stuff. But I think, Chris, this is. I'll let you speak for yourself in terms of what this one feels like for you.
Yeah. I was blown away by Loki, the Loki trailer, man. I mean, I love Tom Hiddleston. Just what he's done with Loki. You take the Thor movies, especially the first 2, where they're hated on by a large majority of people, but you got one thing that stands out: Loki. I've watched this trailer like 5 times already. We're gonna watch it again because it was that awesome.
So good. All right, here we go.
Get your hands off.
You're taking me somewhere to kill me.
No, I'm taking you someplace to talk.
Well, I don't like to talk.
But you do like to lie, which you just did. Because we both know you love to talk.
How long have you been here?
I don't know, it's hard to say. You know, time passes differently here in the TVA.
What does that mean?
You'll catch up.
Glorious. Better be ready. Come on. What did you expect?
I don't know. I'm with you, man. I'm feeling like out of all of these trailers, that one probably is the best.
Yep.
That's really good.
Yeah, just so. I think this one had just so much depth to it, and just really intrigues the mind to say we just don't know what we're going to expect from this whatsoever. And there was I think that we saw some clear Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, so does Swaggle House. Check it out. That double Easter egg in the stained glass window.
Okay, yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts on what that may be, because yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them, and we're going to talk about that. But first,
Tom brings up a good one too. Was that
yes.
Black Widow? That has to be Black Widow. It has to be. That's the first thought I had when I saw it too. Anyways,
who? Where did I miss
Black
that?
Widow. Yeah, Black Widow. It looks like there's a scene where it's just a big wide shot. It's kind of purple and black, and you see a woman sitting down on what appears to be like some sort of bench or log or something in the middle of the shot.
Ooh.
All the way back, red hair, wearing all black. It looks like the Black Widow.
Okay,
no
see,
doubt.
I've watched this 6 times now, looking for stuff, and that's one thing that I didn't pay attention to, so I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. Like, I got, watching the Falcon and Winter Soldier trail, I'm like, I got some goosebumps, got emotional, but it's like this, you're diving in it, you're looking for stuff, and like, so, well, the first thing that I caught was Loki going into what looks to be some sort of court of law with the 3 heads, guys. Could it be the 3 heads of the Living Tribunal? Guys, I have been talking about this book, Strange Tales 158, the first full appearance. His cameo was in 157. I've been talking about this for months. I've been talking about this ever since the end of Far From Home, about going more cosmic in the MCU. But this is a character that could show up. And I mean, you look at the 3 faces. I thought the one on the right looks similar to one of the faces from the comic books. But you even take into consideration where Loki is in what looks to be a setting where there is judgment being placed. And, with the TVA being involved, you got time travel, multi-dimensional elements, which ties into the character of the Living Tribunal. And get this, nobody really talks about this, guys, but do you know that I believe it was the character Wong in the first Doctor Strange movie mentioned the Living Tribunal. So we already know that the Living Tribunal exists in the universe. Could this be it? I'm hoping so much.
I haven't seen the trailer since you and I talked about that. And then I looked at it again. I'm like, oh, absolutely. You look at those faces and it's just like, holy cow, 100%. Steve Bradley has some comments here too. What do you got? Oh, Tales of Suspense 79 and Journey into Mystery 85. Should enjoy Loki. I do believe those are Loki-centric issues. Actually, I'm not quite sure what those are, but I'm going to look them up afterwards. He also says Tales of Suspense is 156 and 157 are way underrated keys as well.
Yeah, this is his cameo. He's got a full backsplash in the back page. So, still very, very affordable. These are books right here, guys, that, this being more of an Easter egg and not an announcement, I would definitely look. I mean, this book has been slowly on the climb, but definitely if you're into the character, if you're into the speculating and want to make the, take the risk and make the investment, I think Strange Tales 157 and 158 are two books that you could definitely invest in and find for very, very affordable, reasonable prices right now. But
well, Joe G just picked up 150, a couple 158, nice. Second copy a couple weeks ago. Good on you, Joe. We love Joe, by the way. Just have to say that.
Man, yeah. So with that news into Spiegelhaus's comment about the devil in the stained glass, could it be Mephisto? So, man, if you don't have Silver Surfer #3, which I don't, this is already multiple hundreds of dollars, even for your mid-grade copies, guys. This book, and I was already talking about, I did a books to invest in, best cosmic books to invest in a few months back. And this book was in it, guys. I always felt like, Mephisto has a role in the MCU at some point in time, and it's going to be amazing. And could this be our first little Easter egg? Why not? Why not? Uh-oh, we can't hear you, Jeff.
Yay, I was on.
There we go.
There's been, throughout the past few years, there's been a whole bunch of people clamoring to see Mephisto. And this would be such a cool way to bring him in through the Loki series. Both kind of like backstabbing, just diabolical. Well, Mephisto's a bit more diabolical because they've made Loki a bit more soft in the MCU. And by soft, I mean a character you can kind of have sweet feelings for, because you can see, empathy for. You can see he wants to be a good person, but he just hasn't gotten there yet. So anyways,
he's misunderstood.
There we go. Yeah. But there's another interesting little tie to the comics that we saw. I mean, perfect down to the green tie and everything. Vote Loki #1. I'm sure we didn't get to, Chris and I just brought this image in. We didn't get to research how much this book is going for, but it's the headgear, the haircut, the suit, the green tie to a T with the Vote Loki button on his lapel. I mean, come on, there's just so much there, and that trailer just looks fantastic. When's that come out again? May, guys. So we got January, March, and May taken care of in terms of Marvel series.
How about an affordable spec book though? First appearance of the TVA, Thor 372. I didn't look up numbers for this either, but this is a $2 to $3, $4 back issue book, or at least it was. I'm sure there's a lot of speculation going on with this right now. Again, don't do anything crazy, guys. Don't go see this listed on eBay for $30, $40 and just buy it. Do your research. Be patient, make some sound decisions, and don't make any purchases that you'll later regret.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's selling in the $20 range currently right now after all the frenzy from seeing the TVA confirmed, because there was a lot of speculation leading up to last night that the TVA would be in, and boom, we just got confirmation of that. Okay, so that was a fantastic trailer, and we're going to be moving on to actually our last trailer, but it's a doozy as well. I mean, it's fantastic. I sound like a broken record. What If? I loved the series back in the days, guys. I love the possibilities, the endless possibilities of the characters and where they took everything to the extreme. And we're going to get to see an animated version of this. This is absolutely fantastic. Space, time, reality. It's more than a linear path. What If, an original series from Marvel Studios, is coming this summer to 2021. All right, guys, so we have January, March, and May, and then What If during the summer. That's just, I mean, and you're gonna have actors reprising their roles in an animated version of these what if stories. But guys, let's just check out the trailer right now. How about it, Chris? Sound good?
Do it.
Roll it.
Space. Time. Reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibility.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
I was promised an army.
You have a super soldier.
You sure don't seem too freaked out about all this, kid. What you doing out there all by yourself anyway?
Exploring the world.
Sounds fun. But why stop at one world when we can show you all of them?
I am the Watcher. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and dare to face the unknown. And ponder the question. What if?
Give me the tour.
How amazing is that?
Again, getting emotional hearing Chadwick is T'Challa again, man.
Yeah.
It's, but I don't know if I've ever felt something so epic in getting chills from a freaking animated preview. Like, it's crazy.
It was, Jeffrey Wright's voice as the Watcher. I never would have put the two together. As you know, Jeffrey Wright, he's in Westworld. Fantastic actor. I would never have thought that would be the Watcher's voice, but it works.
Yep.
It works. And like it's the whole Marvel universe there we just saw. I mean, it just, guys, it's a great time to be a fan. It's a great time to be a fan. Joe G, it'll be fun. I'm surprised they didn't celebrate the idea of Chadwick Boseman reprising the role in voiceover form. That's him, right? I'm not sure. Is it Chris?
That is him. Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Wow, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be his last.
Yeah, because we did get confirmation again, stating that they're not recasting. There's only one T'Challa, and it is what it is. So,
yeah, that is correct. Anyways, but that is the What If trailer. Again, I'm extremely excited for that. But anyways, all right, moving on, Chris.
We got more. We got more.
All right, Chris. So moving on, we have some Shang-Chi news.
Yeah, nothing too crazy here. But what if Shang-Chi finished filming, wrapped? That's just amazing. So just a lot of stuff being completed here. This will be hitting theaters. Fingers crossed, July 9, 2021. We just hope with the state of the world, these theatrical releases do not get pushed back. We got all this Disney Plus stuff, which is going to be fine. But, it's these releases that we could still be a little bit worried about. But we know it. I mean, wrap filming, it's on course. So, yeah, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. Again, diving into something so this new element of this universe that we've been paying attention to for the last 12 years.
And here we are again, guys. This is July. Okay, I'm going to say it again. We got January. We got March. Yeah. We got May. We got July. We have summer for What If.
Yeah.
And that's just the first 8 months of next year. So that's 5 productions.
You including Black Widow in there?
Nope, did not include Black Widow.
May.
That's 7 productions. Okay, but moving on to another production that is in production. Ms. Marvel, we're all excited about this. We all know Iman Vellani was cast as Kamala Khan. They had a really cool sizzle reel for this with all of the creators of the show, the process it took, and Iman finding out she was going to be Ms. Marvel. It's just really cool to see the kind of a little bit of behind the scenes. It's about a minute or so, but you guys should all check it out because she's going to be big time in here. She's not only going to be in a lot of these characters are not only going to be on Disney Plus, but they're also going to be on the big screen as well. She is one of them, and that ties into our next story, Chris.
Yeah, really, really cool. Marvel Studios dropping this. Brie Larson returns as Carol Danvers in Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel 2, which we all knew. Directed by Nia DaCosta, joining the cast are recently announced Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, and Monica Rambeau, who we are seeing in WandaVision, played by Tiana Paris. So really cool to bring in Kamala Khan into the film. And like you were saying earlier, Jeff, again, this is just going to be so amazing how all this is going to tie together from Disney Plus, the shows, into the films.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's just going to be so immersive. That's what Feige kept saying, how this is just this immersive universe, and it's just expanding even further. I remember the days where I was pumped to see one superhero film a summer.
Right.
Now it's like, again, we're going to have 7 productions, seven, whether it's a show or a film, by July next year.
July. Yep.
And some of those are series. You're going to have 6 hours of those each.
Yep.
It's a great time to be alive as a nerd. That's all I'll say. All right, moving on, though. We knew this Hawkeye news. This is just making it official. Original Avenger Jeremy Renner returns to co-star as Hawkeye, teaming up with well-known archer from Marvel Comics, Kate Bishop, played by the amazing Haley Steinfeld. There is your confirmation for those who didn't think it was confirmed, even though we saw her on video, in costume, and shooting the new Hawkeye series. Additional cast includes Vera Farmiga, Fra Free, and newcomer Alaqua Cox as Maya Lopez, with episodes directed by Rhys Thomas and the directing duo of Bert and Birdie. Hawkeye, an original series, is coming to Disney Plus. No release date there, but we're okay. We're happy to see that that's shooting. Super exciting. Alaqua Cox is going to be playing Echo. I did notice, and I forgot to mention this in the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer, there is a female protagonist or antagonist. She's got like a goalie mask on with a hand on there. I'm wondering if that's the hand that we saw from Daredevil, and as we all know, the hand is the Ninja Assassins. Possibility there. Moving on, though.
We still got a whole lineup. This next one is good news for those that were skeptical about what was going on with She-Hulk, but the She-Hulk series is a go. And yes, Marvel Studios does confirm Tatiana Maslany playing Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. But guys, I was just talking about this with my son. We wanted to see Tim Roth come back, and Tim Roth is coming back is Abomination. Amazing. Mark Ruffalo as well is going to show up in the series. Director Kate Coiro and Anu Valia, She-Hulk, is coming to Disney Plus. Those are the directors involved. But yeah, this is look, it's funny because I was just recently putting together my best to worst MCU film list. Mm-hmm. And I always keep Incredible Hulk at the bottom. Not because I think it's a horrible movie. First off, none of the movies are horrible, so it's hard to put any of them at the bottom. But only because now, 12 years in, it's so forgettable in terms of the connectivity and the cohesiveness that it has with every other movie in this universe. But I think bringing Tim Roth back is going to make that film more relevant again. I'm super happy. Super happy.
Love it. And, I agree, too. Like, I'm going to say Iron Man 2 and Thor the Dark World were probably the lowest moments in the Marvel Universe. The Hulk film was not. I thought that was a really good film, and I still think it stands up. It lives up to it. I liked Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, too, by the way. But we'll agree to disagree. That's on the bottom of your list, and that's fair. The The next one, again, not a mind-blowing announcement here. We all know Moon Knight's coming. They just made it. They just want to talk about it a little bit more. Moon Knight, an original series about a complex vigilante, is coming to Disney+. We already knew that. All right, Chris. This is where Kevin Feige's presentation got crazy. Little out of left field. These are things that we did not expect at all that we are getting. And again, super excited. Chris, I'm going to let you take it away. Go.
Yeah, I mean, after Endgame, we lose Cap, we lose Tony, and we're thinking, what's going to be the next Avengers film? Is it going to be, Young Avengers, New Avengers, Secret Wars, or Secret Invasion? Well, guess what? We don't need Avengers to have a Secret Invasion because we're getting a Disney Plus Secret Invasion show. Marvel Studios states that Samuel L. Jackson is back as Nick Fury, and Ben Bendelson, from Captain Marvel returns as the Skrull Talos in Marvel Studios' original series Secret Invasion. Guys,
what is right? What?
I don't know. Again, I don't know what to expect, except for the obvious elements of what this means. But I'm just wondering how they're going to do this. What superheroes are they going to pull in? Is this going to be more like a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agents of S.W.O.R.D. type of thing where they can go all over the place with this and come out of left field with random superheroes showing up in this series.
Yeah, I love it. It opens up so many possibilities. But here's another thing that I just thought about. At the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, you had Nick Fury on that space station.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I don't know if we've seen him since. No, we saw him in Endgame.
Well, that was after Endgame. Remember, that's the last we've seen of anyone.
Right.
Far From Home is the last that we have seen of anyone in the MCU.
You're right.
In present time.
You're right. So he's on that space station. That's interesting. Okay, we're piecing things together here. I love this. And Chris, this is a book I've been looking for. There you go. Secret Invasion #1, guys. I've been looking for this book, trying to find a reasonable price. I didn't want to. I want to find it in the wild. I haven't been able to find this book at all, guys. At all. The one opportunity I saw was wrapped up in the whole. It was the whole block of books, the whole series, the whole run. I didn't really want to get the whole run, but I mean, I'm having trouble finding it as a single issue, Chris. It's going for. I mean, you noted here, it's going for a high raw sold for $14 in October. Expect it to be way more. I mean, we haven't checked out cover price.
Yeah. I haven't looked on eBay, especially over the last 24 to 48 hours. I remember getting mine, and it's a high. It's got a couple of color breaking spine ticks, but I remember I was I worked in Berkeley, and I used to take the BART train, which is like the subway train for those that don't live in California, to my work. I used to go 4 a.m. I'd head out there early and I'd get off and I would walk back to the BART train along Shattuck Avenue, and we had Fantastic Comics, which is a shop right there downtown Berkeley. And I remember this being in a $2 bin. This was like in 2010, so it was like a couple years after it came out, for $2. So and it stayed decently affordable. But I definitely think, like again, this is another one that people are just on this hype. I wouldn't jump on eBay and pay $30, $40, $50 for it. But, just watch it. If you can get this book in a high grade for, $20, even when this stuff dies down, that might be the threshold. I probably wouldn't see this book in a high grade going down below $20 ever again. And that's not telling how much it would even continue to increase with this announcement once we get more information or a trailer or something like that.
Definitely, but there's no first appearances in this. I don't believe it's not going to be a highly sought after issue once the series is kind of over. I don't think. So it's not going to have I don't think it has a legacy character and that gives it some legs. But there is
right. Yeah. It's never going to be hundreds of dollars of a book, but it's definitely, especially in high grade, I think it's going to be one that's going to hold a value. One thing though, and this is too, like I said, we got to wait and see for announcements, but we don't even know if any of these, like they really have to make this, kind of true to the storyline, even if they don't use some of the main players, because, we already know that they're kind of taking the scrolls and dynamic, and they've kind of changed that around in the MCU. So if they're just giving this a Secret Invasion name and it's nothing like the books, I have a feeling that could be one variable that could actually negatively hurt the value of this book, once the show releases and we start watching it. But I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it'll be that kind of crazy.
But I think that Marvel's priority is not following along with the books to increase the value.
True.
I know that wasn't where you're going with there, but they're going to try to make the most interesting stories possible.
Absolutely.
Speaking of books and characters that have huge potential, this was another one out of left field. The rumors were there, but you didn't think that it was just going to be a full-fledged series on this. But, I mean, Ironheart.
Yep.
Ironheart, guys. Coming soon to Disney+. Dominique Thorne is genius inventor Riri Williams in Ironheart, an original series about the creator of the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. She's an extremely popular character, Riri Williams. She's highly sought after, way before this announcement, way before Disney+. She's a highly sought after her first appearance is highly sought after. I mean, this was, again, another really pleasant surprise. I'm super happy about this announcement. Again, it's bringing in that youth movement. Kamala Khan is kind of going to be leading the way. Hopefully we'll get a Miles at some point. You got Kate Bishop, who's part of the Young Avengers, like America Chavez. Like, guys, it's becoming a youth movement. They're putting this, they're injecting youth into the Marvel, the MCU brand. And it's super exciting because they're taking this from the comic books. And speaking of the comic books, if you want Riri's first appearance, it's Invincible Iron Man #9, and a high raw sold for $156 in November. That was just less than a month ago. This is a book, again, hard to find, and if you do find it, it's going to go for a pretty penny. Dominique Thorne, I think she's going to kill it. I think she's going to kill it as Riri Williams, and that's, again, a great announcement. Super excited to see that they're going with this route, and another series that was completely unexpected out of left field. And we're going to move on to yet one more series here that they made an announcement that you're like, what, huh? Where's this coming from, Chris?
Yeah, a lot of we're wondering what's happening with Tony Stark being gone. I don't think a lot of us thought that Riri would show up. There's speculation going elsewhere, but what about Rhodey? There's a story to be told. With what's going on with Tony's best friend, and we are going to see him in an Armor Wars. So this is going to be really, really exciting. As Marvel Studios states, Don Cheadle returns as James Rhodes, aka War Machine, in Armor Wars, an original series coming to Disney Plus, a classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true. What happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands? So again, with Tony being gone, we had a lot of questions, but I'm happy to see both the Ironheart and Armor Wars, playing out, because we want to see Tony's legacy. We know they've pulled in Peter Parker with that legacy as well, but these are close to home. So yeah, this is exciting.
It's super exciting. Again, Rhodey, he's a major player. He was Iron Man in the comic books at one point, right? Yep. So it's just, continuing that kind of that Tony brand, right? That Tony Stark brand. Who knows how they're going to play Riri Williams, if she's going to be close to any sort of Stark technology. But I would expect her to play a part in the Armor War series, no doubt. No doubt about that. And speaking of the Armor War series, Chris, this is a book I got off the rack back in the day. It's one of my earlier issues of Iron Man. I was first introduced to Iron Man as the red and silver suit. And this is going to be Iron Man 225, which is the start of Armor Wars. A great storyline that went about, I think, 5 issues in the 80s. Mm-hmm. There's a high raw that sold for $12 in August. And they've already, Chris, I think you mentioned that there's a new eBay listing already at a bid of $27.
That was last night.
So it's probably
that was last night. So I can imagine where it's at right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't see this issue as having any longevity. But it's definitely a good read.
Yeah, I mean,
Bob Layton, great artist.
Yeah. Well, when you think longevity, I just don't get caught up on the current hype. I'll repeat myself. When we talk long term, that's something else. but legs to stand on. Somebody being on eBay right now bidding on this $27. That's probably maybe even doubled it by now. Yeah, again, just guys, just chill. Just save your money. Go invest in some stocks and then pull it out maybe like next year and go buy these issues because you'll have more money to work with or something. I don't know, but yeah. It's crazy. It's mania right now.
It's FOMO. It's like the COVID. It's a COVID effect a little bit too, but it's also FOMO effect. People feel. I mean, you completely feel like you're going to miss out on this thing that's going to put your kids through college. No. Yeah. So, anyways, but Armor Wars again, out of nowhere. Super excited. This one is interesting though. This next announcement that Kevin Feige made. It's. I like it. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. James Gunn is back to write and direct. The original special is coming to Disney Plus in 2022. So we're going to have a holiday special. They are actually shooting this in conjunction with Guardians 3. So we're going to have, an early Guardians present before Guardians 3 does come out. It's going to be the first holiday special for the MCU.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect from this, but I just hope it's nothing like the Star Wars holiday special. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I think I'll bet you there will be an Easter egg because a lot of people are into that just for nostalgia's sake. But anyways, moving on. This is connected to Guardians as well. It's a wonderful character. I'm super excited about this show, especially for my daughter. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Groot, man. I mean, we've fallen in love with Groot, especially Baby Groot, and Baby Groot is getting his own show. A series of shorts on Disney Plus featuring several new and unusual characters. I Am Groot, an animated series coming to Disney Plus. Hey, really cool. Look, you take these characters, you take the Marvel Studios brand, and you continue to branch out and speak to all of these different audiences. It's just, dude. They're doing it all right.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I love the Disney Plus offering for my 4-year-old. There's some amazing stuff there. There's also a lot of great cartoons for her age that introduce her to all of these characters. There's a Spider-Man series on there that they're about 4 minutes per episode, but they pull from the kind of the corners of the Marvel universe to introduce her to the characters. She's a huge Venom fan now. Not to say he's kind of a B-lister or whatever, but it's introducing her to these characters, and she loves watching these episodes over and over and over again. So this is going to be something she's totally into, and that makes me totally into it too. Although I do like Baby Groot.
Absolutely.
So, there's that. All right, moving on. We did get some Thor Love and Thunder news, and this is fun. I mean, there was a whole bunch of speculation as to who Christian Bale would be playing. It's finally confirmed that Academy Award-winning actor Christian Bale will join the cast of Thor: Love and Thunder as the villain Gore the God Butcher in theaters May 6, 2022. Now, Chris, in my opinion, I think this book would have legs. What book is that?
Yeah, Thor: God of Thunder #2, first appearance of Gore. I mean, already we had a high raw sell for $250 in October. Who knows what'll happen to this. I haven't looked over the last 24 hours, but I mean, this book was already a modern book. Came out in 2013. That was moving. It has weight behind it. So, look again, trust in Feige, trust in Marvel Studios. I mean, you got Christian Bale, man. I mean, he was a part of one of the greatest superhero trilogies, arguably, with Batman, but look, he can really do something special with this character. And, there's already speculation that there's a lot of other things going on to speculate on for this character in the comic books. So,
yep, absolutely. There's a ton there. People are kind of tying him into Null, which is another huge villain. So who knows? We'll see. But I think that character has staying power in terms of that issue specifically. I don't see Christian Bale having a recurring role as Gore. I read somewhere that he's not interested in being in these major franchises anymore and being attached to them. Who knows? Oh, yeah. I could be wrong. The way Marvel pulls people back in, it's definitely possible. I would love to see it. All right, Chris. This was the second to last story.
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah, and it's just getting juicy. I mean, Quantum Mania, the new title for the Ant-Man 3 film. Peyton Reed is back. Directing the third Ant-Man film, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, and Michelle Pfeiffer all return. Catherine Newton joins the cast as Cassie Lang, and Jonathan Majors, which we already knew will be the antagonist, Kang the Conqueror. And again, we talked about the Kang spec, and it's just funny. I talked about it like the day before it was announced. I did a video saying go grab these books, and it was announced. So I'm really excited about this film. No official release date yet, right?
That's correct. Nope.
On this one. So I'm wondering if this film is going to lead in to something even bigger, which is next on our list.
It is next on our list, but I do want to mention that the first appearance of Cassie Lang, aka Stature, is in Young Avengers number 6. This also has the first appearance of Kate Bishop in a Hawkeye-ish costume. So that's another reason it's people are looking at this book. It's going for $22 raw and $183 at a 9.8. So definitely be on the lookout for this book. This book I think you can acquire in the wild, and it's definitely one to hold on to long term as Kate Bishop kind of becomes. And who knows what Cassie Lang will bring to the table too, if she'll be kind of a mainstay. But absolutely be on the lookout for this. Yes, Chris, guys. There was one more announcement Kevin Feige made. He's very excited about this, as we all should be. Excuse me. John Watts will direct the new feature film for Marvel's first family Fantastic Four. That's great news. I'm sorry. Something stuck in my throat. I'm so excited. John Watts, as you guys know, has directed all, the 2 Spider-Man films from the MCU. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Look, I love what he's done with the Spider-Man films. They went with something and it worked. I think that he can make it happen with this. Look, I have concerns for Fantastic Four being in live action just because of what we got, in the 2000s with the Fox Fantastic Four. So I'm very nervous. It has nothing to do with John Watt. It has nothing to do with Kevin Feige or Marvel Studios. It's just that they really have to get this right. They really do. It has to be, the right mix of elements, because it has to be believable. It has to be believable. And again, I mean, look, Kevin Feige and team knows what they're doing. If they're bringing John Watt because they are thinking with that same type of logic that I just said, and John Watt said, I get it. I get that. Let's do it. You got to learn from the past. I'm all for it. I will have a more sound kind of a judgment on it, I think, when we know some of the casting involved. But look, again, I have no ill thoughts towards anybody doing any wrong. I'm just nervous because of the past. And like I said, I mean, these are characters that one thing, and I will say, and I'll make this quick, but one thing is, Marvel Studios in all their films has done a good job with incorporating realism. And I don't mean realism like Christopher Nolan realism or Zack Snyder over the top dark. Just because everything's dark, it makes it more real. I'm not talking about that, because you've gotten so many different tones. You've gotten the off the wall. I don't take myself seriously in Thor Ragnarok, but yet the whole imagery and production of that film, and it was still real. You were there, and the realism tied into the wacky banter of Peter Parker Spider-Man, right? The realism has to be there, and these are going to be characters that you really have to fine-tune it, especially with Mr. Fantastic and his abilities, including though Miss Marvel, just to bring that in. So I do believe that Kevin Feige and team are going to be conscious of that going into these characters.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's a track record with Feige. There's a track record with John Watts. The previous 3 incarnations of Fantastic Four, not many people remember, there was a 90s film that never got released, were in the wrong hands, completely in the wrong hands, and it wasn't done right. And that's why Adrian here, he's nervous about this, because he has every reason to be, because everything he's seen has been garbage. And I agree 100%. But I agree with Jamie Waz here. Marvel will do it right. You trust in Feige. You trust in John Watts. I think they will put so much consideration into this project because it is the first family. It's what launched Marvel. It's what launched Marvel Comics. Fantastic Four. And Joe G has some great advice. Grab Fantastic Four's first appearance while it's still affordable. That, guys, is Fantastic Four #1. Chris isn't even cracking a smile. I thought that was hilarious.
You're right. Yeah, because it's already out of all of our price ranges.
Yeah. Steve agrees with you, though. It has to be done right. I mean, yeah, 100%. It absolutely has to be done right. This is the first family here. And Isaac says the same thing. But anyways, okay. So that was our announcement, guys. We made it through the news. Thank you so much for sticking with us. There's more show to be had. We're an hour and 20 minutes into the show, and hey, if you got to drop off, we get it. But we still got so much more to talk about.
Yep.
Right, Chris? Am I right?
Just getting started. We got some fun stuff to do here. As well, don't forget, guys, our giveaway. So again, if you guys are hanging out still, stick around. We're going to be doing that after a couple more segments. And again, guys, if you are watching and you enter that 3K sub contest, you don't want to miss it because you have a chance to win.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on from the news. Again, we always say next week, we hope it'll be better news next week or whatever. This was the news we were all waiting for.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just been insane, okay? And it's just such a great time to be a fan. You guys should all relish in it, be grateful and appreciate, guys. Appreciate it. Be grateful and appreciate. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here every Friday talking to you guys with Chris. I'm sure Chris feels the exact same way. But moving on, we have something we do every week called the Cosmic Minute. Tom Torrey from Cosmic Comic History on Instagram gives us a good, juicy nugget of comic book history or comic book related history. This week is no different. This week, Tom talks about how Robin finally made it into the Batman films, from the Tim Burton to Joel Schumacher. Because originally, Robin was supposed to be in Tim Burton's version. But why don't we have Tom explain, shall we? Here's the Cosmic Minute.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom from Cosmic Comic History, and this is your Cosmic Minute. And today we're talking about why it took so long to see Batman sidekick Robin up on the silver screen. Dick Grayson, a.k.a. Robin, made his big screen debut in 1995's Batman Forever. But did you know he was actually scheduled to appear 6 years earlier? 1989's Tim Burton directed Batman movie went as far as to have an action sequence storyboarded that would have introduced us to Robin. The scene was ultimately cut, and Robin was never used in the movie. Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill voiced Batman and Joker, respectively, in an animatic of those very storyboards. Fast forward to 1992's Batman Returns, when a pre-fame Marlon Wayans was cast as Dick Grayson. Robin was once again cut from the film, but Wayans was paid a handsome sum of about $100,000 for his involvement. According to him, he still receives an unknown amount of residuals from the film. Kenner Toys was so happy to make a Robin figure for the Batman Returns line that they went ahead and started to make one. When they heard about Robin being cut, they changed the skin tone of the figure and released it anyway. We eventually got our Robin in 1995's Batman Forever, although it wasn't the Robin we deserved. I'm still Tom from Cosmic Comic History, and that was your Cosmic Minute. Until next week, be well and stay safe.
Guys, follow Tom at Cosmic Comic History. Every morning around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, he releases some juicy nugget on Instagram. It's fantastic. It's what I look for first thing in the morning when I open up Instagram. Please follow him at Cosmic Comic History. Chris, I find that fascinating. How they tried to incorporate Robin and it fell flat. Two attempts fell flat until they finally got him in to Batman Forever and the ill-fated Batman and Robin.
That's my dude, Boogaloo, man. Boogaloo.
I would have liked to see him play Robin, absolutely. And he's still getting residuals. Good for him. I want his agent. Anyways, moving on. Chris and I do a segment each and every week called, what is it called, Chris? Hold on. Wait for it, Chris. Hold on. Wish we had some theme music for it. We got to get on that. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm a mess here. It's just been a long night already. Here we go. What is it called, Chris?
Fresh from the comic shop.
That's right. Each and every week, Chris and I go to the comic book shop, as you comic book fans do too. We like to share with you what our fresh gets are, fresh from the comic book shop. So right now, we're just going to get right into it. Chris, before you start, light week, heavy week for you last week? Chris got some good gets.
It's a good mix. It's a good mix of things. So I'm happy. I hit up. I mean, I got a lot of run filler stuff. I did some videos on. I hit up A1 Comics because they have a 50% off some of their back issues right now. I got some like dollared stuff shipped, for some modern run fillers. But I got within all that, I got a few good. Okay. Really a good mix of a few things here. So
okay, we may as well just get into it. I got some things too. It was a light week for me though. It was a very light week. So, Chris, how about you start?
Okay.
What do you got?
All right. Let's see. Let's start off with some Fantastic Four goodness, since we're all excited about the Fantastic Four movie announcement. I picked up this bad boy from A1 Comics, Fantastic Four number 56. Second appearance of Claw. His first appearance in costume, though. Somebody actually told me that. I got this for a really decent amount for a decent looking mid grade. I'd probably call it I don't know, at least a 4.5. I would say, but it presents really nice. No big color breaks in it. I was actually looking for some other kind of earlier Fantastic Four. I was actually looking for some earlier Doctor Doom stuff. They didn't have any, but I got this. I think it was like, I don't even remember. I want to say like $19, $20, somewhere around there. So I grabbed it.
Excellent. I love that cover. Is that Kirby? That's got to be Kirby, right?
Yep.
All right. That's a good pickup. Second appearance of Claw. I'm down with that. All right, here we go. My turn here. I'm enjoying the series. Granted, I'm about 3 issues behind, but I still pick it up each and every week. It is Strange Academy. This is issue number 6. I know there's a lot of things happening starting in 4, so I'm excited to get caught up here. But I'm really enjoying this. Also, this has got some spec value to it, as Disney Plus will. They're going youth movement. This is absolutely the way to go with some Strange Academy, with all of these new characters. All of these kids in the, kind of the cosmic magic kind of realm, which they are exploring with Doctor Strange, with, specifically Doctor Strange. So again, Strange Academy, I can't recommend it enough. It's a fun series. Absolutely. So that was my first pickup. Chris.
Strange Academy. All right. So yeah, I've talked for a long time about really getting into reading, not necessarily just collecting to collect, but reading more independent books. So my next 2 choices are going to be independent. I'll show this one off, though. My love for The Walking Dead came, 10 years late, right? I've talked about recently how I binged the whole thing. I'm watching Fear the Walking Dead, which is kind of boring me right now, actually. Almost done with it, though, just because I had to finish it. But Midtown Comics had a huge 75% off sale. I'm not fond of Midtown Comics right now, but when I see a bargain, I can't help but grab a bargain. I got this book for 75% off. Negan Lives, number 1, first print. It was like, I don't know, $2.
Dude, that was a hot book at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a hard to get book. Or was it the red foil one?
Well, the foil one's the big money one, but yeah.
But that was still, they came out with the second print. I mean, that was a hard book to get. There was a ton of people, especially because it came out of nowhere too. So it was a nice little kind of COVID surprise, I guess, is how I would say it. But that's a nice pickup. $2? Heck yeah, man.
They called it near me, but there's like 3 color breaking spine ticks, so I'm kind of pissed off.
Well, for $2 though, you did pretty well.
Exactly. I don't really care. I'm just mad at the principle of it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I get the same way. When I buy a $1 bin book, I'm like, oh, this is a great find. And I get home and it's like there's a little spine tick. It's like I get pissed. I gotcha.
It didn't help that one of my other books came ripped to shreds, and the bag and board was ripped to shreds too. So that kind of, and I'm not on good terms with Midtown right now. And for those that know me, I always say this: I am a positive person. I don't talk down on businesses or whatnot, but I've really had it with them. So I'm kind of like, yeah. So when I see you call this a near mint with all these fine ticks, yeah, right. But
yeah, Jamie Waz, Midtown equals Trash Town. I'll tell you what, guys. I go there's a outlet in Astoria with all back issues, and I think Tom from Cosmic Comic History has been there as well. That's a pretty sweet spot. The people are very nice there. But anyways, moving on. All right, my second book from last week is something that a ton of people are reading. It's been hyped up. One of the hottest writers in the industry right now, Donny Cates, crossover number 2. This issue 1 was pretty much meh. Issue 2, though, this is giving signs of how big this series could be. I'm not sure where they're going to go. If they go in the direction that they're all teasing us in, it's going to be something massive and something we haven't seen in comic books for a very, very, very long time. I enjoyed this second issue more than I enjoyed the first. There's a lot of people that say the same thing. I would highly recommend it. Read the first because you will be confused. But I'm excited to see what happens in 3 because apparently 3 is supposed to be a major issue. And Spawn's on the cover of that one. Quite interesting, isn't that? What did you say, Chris? Quite interesting.
Yeah, it's on my list to, I not to necessarily pick up the physical copies, but at least to, get the digital just to read. So
yep,
absolutely.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so I got some more independent here, and I found these in the same sale. And I don't know much about it, but Mark Miller, he's done great stuff. So I picked up Empress issue number 1 and number 2. There was a 75% off sale for Midtown, so I got these for like a dollar or something. So I decided to get the first couple issues to see what's going on with this. I'll put it in my to read box, and we'll see when I get to it. But it's definitely something that's going to be sitting there because I'm telling you, I need to read some more independence.
Yeah, and Millarverse has that. He's got that deal with Netflix, so his properties are going to be coming. I mean, the first I think is Jupiter's Legacy, is the first series that will be coming on Netflix, and his properties go straight to Netflix if they're going to production.
Yeah, and I do have those. I have the early issues of those in my to read bin too, and they've been there for like, I don't know, 2 years now.
That's a good read. Jupiter's Legacy is a good read. The sequel I wasn't too into, but the first go round was pretty good. The first limited series was pretty good. All right, moving on here. Yet again, another issue with one of the hottest writers in the industry right now, and again, Donny Cates. But King in Black, Venom 31. This is I'm only sticking to the King in Black specific books and Venom. I enjoyed this. This was really, really good read. Is actually, I mean, King in Black was excellent. This was right up there. I really enjoyed the tone. I really enjoyed how he was jumping from place to place, and just the way it was written. And the art, it wasn't Stegman, Coelho, not familiar with this artist. The art was absolutely incredible too. Lives up to what Cates and Stegman have been doing. Highly recommend it if you guys haven't read The King in Black. Null is a badass, and yeah, we all hope to see him on a silver screen someday. No doubt. All right, Chris, what do you got?
I have been, because I'm not getting my King in Black number 1 until January, I have been saying to myself every day this week, I got to download the digital copy just to read it, and I still haven't yet. But I will.
I know, and I don't want to spoil things for you, so I'm keeping it light. All right, here we go.
This book. All right, I got this book from, where did I get this book? Did I get this book from my comic shop? I think I did. I got this book from my comic shop. This is a book that I was kind of specking on for a while. I was looking on eBay. I was looking on Mercari. I was just looking all over the place, and I never pulled the trigger. And then I found one on my comic shop for a price, for a grade and a price that I thought was well worth it, especially next to the other books that I was looking at. Now, my comic shop has scans of some of their books. Sometimes they don't, but they say a grade. This book said fine. It had an F for the grade. It was $19, I think, but then they were having a sale, it was like 10% off. This is Tomb of Dracula number 19. This is the book where Blade finds out that he's half vampire. Now, I probably can't afford his first appearance at this point, but this book, I said, that's my next best thing. Guys, this book is not a fine. This book is a freaking near mint book. It is a near mint book. Guys, I'm just take my word for it. You can't see too much, but this book has no flaw and it has the sharpest corners. I don't know if you guys could see how sharp these corners are. It's perfectly smooth. There's like one spine tick. This book is at least a 9.4. And on a good day, I could see this book getting a 9.0. And on a good day, getting up to a 9.4. So I just big shout out to my comic shop for, being not always, but sometimes their grades are extremely conservative. And especially for a 20-cent Bronze Age book. Wow. I was impressed.
Did you say Blade was in that one?
Yes.
Is it his second appearance?
It's early. His first appearance is in 10.
Yeah.
But this is where he finds out that he's half vampire.
Oh, cool. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So he was in a couple issues prior, but then he finds out he's a vampire in this one.
Nice. You got that for like $17, huh?
Yep.
That's a good find. All right.
Crazy high grade.
I'm glad to see that it came out in like near mint condition there as opposed to fine.
Yep.
Good on you. All right. This is my last book of the week. I only had 4. Kind of a very slow week, but I'm happy to get this book because I made a mistake, guys. I made a mistake. When The Last Ronin came out, I just flipped it. I made $20 and I just flipped it. And I was like, I want to buy another one. I want one in my collection. So I tried buying another one on eBay. Saw one for $18 and it was a scam. I never got it. I got my money back from eBay. But I ended up getting The Last Ronin, the second print. As you can see, the green hue on the moon, I believe. So I'm happy to get this. I'll be reading this soon. Hopefully, I've been waiting for it for a while, but I finally got a print of The Last Ronin. Now, here's the thing with The Last Ronin, the second print. There's only 50,000 copies of this produced, so it's a smaller print run than the first print. People are expecting this to go up in value. Who knows? I don't know if I'm going to sell it again. I learned my lesson, but yeah, I finally got a print of The Last Ronin, so very happy. That worked out for me, Chris, because you heard me complain about I made a mistake selling the first one and then trying to buy a new one.
Yeah, I got 2 on order of those, so I think it's going to increase in value. Do I think it's going to surpass the first print? Absolutely not, but I think it'll be sought after. The demand for that book in general is just so huge. So all right, I got one more book.
All right, here we go.
All right, so I saved this for last because I just wanted to save the best for last. I've shown off a nice early Blade semi-key 20-cent Bronze Age. I showed off a second appearance of Claw, Silver Age, Fantastic Four. Blows those out of the water, guys. Okay, I'm telling you, I cannot believe that I got this book right here. Are you ready, Jeff? I got to know that you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm sitting here, bated breath. Let's go. What is it?
All right, here we go. Boom! Warlock in the Infinity Watch, #1.
You got another one.
Yes.
This is borderline problem, man. You need to seek help. You've got another one. What's the inventory? How many do you own?
I don't know.
You've got a problem. Please, honestly, we have some new people here today. Please let them know the story behind this, please.
Oh, okay. Look. It's the book. It's the book. I don't know what it is. It's like 20 books, 20 copies of these right now. Look, I just love this book. I love the cover. And the thing with me is I'm all in on Warlock. I'm all in. I got all of his keys from the cameo of the Cocoon to the first Cocoon to his first appearance as him to his first appearance as Adam Warlock. I have them all. And this is one that I think has some decent potential. And all joking aside, I do feel that if the MCU ever decides to bring the Infinity Stones back into play in films, I believe the Warlock and the Infinity Watch is something that could be a possibility, which, can make this book a little bit of a spec book. Of course, it's a 90s book that has probably close to 1 million copies. So, putting all the jokes aside, I don't see this book ever being extremely valuable. I'm not to say that it can't have a demand if they tie it into the movies and be a, $10 to $20 book in a high grade. But right now, I love getting them. If I could find them for $1 or $2 or whatever, why not? Why not? Right. So I'm all in on these guys. I'm all in.
You sure are. You can open up a comic shop just selling that issue, by the way. I really believe that. But all right, everybody, that is fresh from the comic shop. We'll have some more books to show you guys next week. I'm super excited to see what we do pick up next week. We're super excited to hear what you guys picked up. So please share with us what your pickups are each week, fresh from the comic book shop. But speaking of the comic book shop, right now is time. And I know it's been a long show. And again, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us for this long. But we got to do it. We got to get through this, guys. We're going to power through this. It's the top 10 hottest comic books of the week based off of Cover Price is data. That's right. Cover Price releases their list of the top 10 hottest comic books every week on a Monday. Our show is on a Friday. What we like to do is we take the top 10 hottest comics, we list them off, and then Chris here, he pulls 3 from that list, 3 of them that he finds most interesting and breaks it down for you. So here we go. We are going to list off the top 10 hottest comic books of the week. At number 10, we have Doctor Strange 384. This is the whole null, the void kind of connection. Is it there? Who knows? It's not been confirmed. But anyways, Hawkeye, number 11. It's the first appearance of the Lucky Pizza Dog, who is confirmed to be in the Hawkeye series. We saw him running around with Haley, although he does have both eyes. Anyways, at number 8, we have Naomi, number 1. The first appearance of Naomi, fresh off of that Ava DuVernay news, where she'll be directing a pilot episode, I believe, for HBO Max. At number 7, we have Green Arrow, number 24. The first appearance of John Diggle. This is from the New 52. At number 5, we have Naomi, number 1, Lou Pacino B variant print. Number 4 is Toxic Avenger, number 1. We just got word that they are going to be rebooting that film. At number 3, we have Daredevil, number 25, Nullified variant. Pretty badass cover. Number 2, we have Daredevil, number 25, the Salvador LaRocca 1 in 25 variant. Probably my favorite cover. And at number 1, Daredevil, number 25, the first Elektra as Daredevil. Sorry for the spoiler, but you probably already know this because this book is hot, hot, hot. And I do like that cover as well. Whoo, Chris, man, there's a lot to talk about. And it's late. Let's get through this, right?
Yeah, I was kind of bored by this top 10. Keep in mind, 6 of those books are only 2 books. And not to, discredit why some of them are up there, but I was really bored with this. I could have almost thrown them all out and not talked about any, especially with all the other amazing news. But guys, I picked 3. So the first one I picked just because I'm gonna clown folks. And I'm usually one that is like, dude, stop hating. I'm gonna hate right now. Not really. I'm gonna play around with it. But my number 3 pick, guys, is Hawkeye, number 11, the first appearance of Lucky the Pizza Dog. Guys, this book saw 389% increase in sales and a high raw sold for $30. Come on, guys. You saw a picture of a dog and you go hop on eBay and you pay $30 for this book. But look, why I said I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to hate. To each their own. To their own, guys. If you want to do that, that's fine. It's not a bloated price. You're not manipulating the market. No, it's real because you wanted to pay that. But really, over a dog it's not even like, Superman's freaking superpowered dog. It's just a dog. So whatever. Hey, I love dogs. I'm a dog lover. But whatever.
Cute dog, though. Lucky's a cute dog. Anyways, all right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's fair. It's fair. It's a good run, though. That's a great run. Great read, too.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But hey, I'm all about the free market, man. I'm all about it. So go ahead. Lucky the pizza dog. So, all right. Number 2, guys. I mean, this is interesting. Look, I don't mean to hate on this list, but I like this. I do. And that's Naomi number 1. You know, and pick which one. There was 3 of them up there. But yeah, you know, Ava DuVernay's you know, the announcement. I mean, she did oh man, gosh. Uh when they see us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Central Park 5, which I started watching that with my son, my biracial son, and we couldn't even get through the first episode. I said no. I later watched it all by myself, and I recommend that show for anyone because wow, and that's real life, man. Anyway, so her work and what she does is amazing. To bring a character like this into the CW, I think will be a really probably a very fresh take and entertaining thing. So that's really cool. I'm all about that. I remember this book being in the 50-cent bins. And I didn't grab it just because I had no interest. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know. But boy, do I wish I did. And no, I'm not gonna blame speculators. No, I'm the one that didn't pull it out of the goddamn 50-cent bin. That's my fault. Because guys, let's look at the prices on these. The cover A 9.8 CGC, $250. The third print, even $140 in the 9.8 CGC, and the B variant, $200 for a 9.8 CGC. So this book's hot, guys. You know, and again, can stand the test of time. We'll see. I think it. I don't think you'll ever find it in the 50-cent bins anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah. This was hot. This book. Then it was not. And everybody gave up on it, and then this news happened. This news happened, I think, this week as well. No, it was last week. But now people are really regretting not picking up on. I mean, like it was insane. Anyways, all right, moving on to your final book of the week. What do you got, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, hey, why not? The top 3 spots were all Daredevil number 1, so I'm going with Daredevil number 1. First appearance of Elektra as Daredevil. So my question there is, does that mean that Daredevil is now Elektra, since Elektra is Daredevil, or how does that work? I'm not sure, but hey, yeah, I mean, look, it's been hot, and this is an interesting one to me. You know, I'm not reading the story, so I can't speak to that. I think this is one that might get this can go both ways in terms of how they're playing with these characters, because Elektra's Elektra, right? You know, so I don't know. You know, this could be like the whole virus hype. You know, virus is Scorpion. He's gonna be freaking Scorpion. You know, it's like that was a sham, if you ask me. Will Elektra like be Daredevil for a long period of time, or is this even going to last to where it's going to allow this book to you know, hold value? I don't know. But only time will tell. I mean, we got the high raw maxing out at $81, guys. Current fair market value kind of even out around about $45. But you know, this is just one of those things where it's good for the hobby, I think, because I don't blame anyone. People want it. You didn't have it on your pull list. You know, you didn't have it pre-order with your previews. Oh well, I'm not reading it. I don't have it. I don't care. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. Like I kind of want to read it now, but I'll go read on my Marvel Unlimited or buy the digital copy or whatever. So don't be mad. It is what it is. The collectors and the consumers are you know, keeping the health of the market up because there's a demand for it. Will that demand last? We don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long this Elektra as Daredevil plays out.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Michael Benoit. Flip 3 Daredevils this week. Don't see it lasting. I don't see it lasting either. I have an issue. I was lucky to get one. I feel like I asked my comic shop if they could hold one for me. I read the first issue of this. I have 24 more to go. But I really like what Chip Zdarsky does. I like his writing. I also like the art on there. So it looked really interesting to me. But again, Michael Benoit has some of the same points that you do. Next issue, she'll be Elektra again. Yeah, that's probably going to be the case. So, anyways, definitely an interesting list. I'd say bland, but Chris, is it fair to say that next week is going to be probably way more interesting?
Absolutely, man. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see a DC book on the list next week. We might see some Dark Horse. We might see some IDW Star Wars tie-ins, but I don't think we're going to see any DC. And you know what I got to say about that, Jeff? It's funny because we got DC fandom and we were like, wow, this was so amazing. What is Marvel going to do to compete? And guess what? Marvel just DC fandom was like an Easter basket. Marvel just handed a freaking crap load of presents under the tree on Christmas morning. You can't, the Easter basket isn't competing with Santa Claus, man.
Both Chris and I, we love DC, right?
Yes.
I do love DC. I want to see both of these companies succeed. I want to see them just have as much success as possible. I want to see them do great with the comic books. I want to see them do great in the theater. But I have to say, guys, and fandom was exciting, probably more for Black Adam than anything else. But I have to say, it's comparing AAA ball to the big leagues. It really is. And Marvel kind of just blew it out the way. There were no bells and whistles on this thing. It was just a presentation. And that was it. And that was good enough for us, man. It was super exciting. So that's going to be reflected in next week's top 10 hottest comics of the week in that list. And y'all should be checking us out next week. All right. It's been a long show, guys. Oh, Chris, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you're going to say it because we got one more thing.
We got one more thing, guys. It's been a long, long show, but a lot of you are here because we're going to redraw, and we really appreciate your patience. We love that you guys have lasted this long with us. This is the longest show we've ever had, almost 2 hours. Usually we're within an hour, bam, bam, go about your rest of your night, Friday night. But Chris, give the story of why we're redrawing this second place prize.
Yes. Let's talk about it again. I don't know if Joe G is still in here. I know he usually has work early in the AMs, but big shout out to friend of the channel and supporter Joe G. He won my 3,000 subscriber contest second place prize. But Joe contacted Jeff and I and said, you know what, guys, I'm going to pay it forward and I want to donate my winnings, my prizes to someone else. And we said, Joe, you are the best of us and we appreciate you so much. So here we are, guys. We are going to redraw the winner for the second place prize. Jeff, do you want to show what you got there real quick?
Yeah,
that will be given away.
Joe's in here.
He's still here. Is he still here?
I don't know what that means, but we love you. So that's all I got. All right. So I will be giving away this Marvel Comics Uncanny X-Men Giant Size variant issue number 11 from the IG comic store. It's 164 out of 800 copies. This is a scan variant. Sorry, the artist Scan. It's going for a fair market value around $35. Pretty sweet issue. Again, limited to only 800 copies produced. So that's what I got here in combination with what Chris has.
Yeah. We're going to give away a BCW comic book showcase display. I love these things. They just sit really nice, allow your book to sit really nice. And guys, there will be a book in the case, and that book is going to be a surprise. All right. I might include 2 books actually, but only one will be in the case, obviously. But yep. So that's gonna remain a surprise. You guys will get both of these. So whoever it is, you'll get 2 packages. Now we did have the contest open to those overseas. But just like we said before, I want to say again, if you are a winner and you live overseas, we will contact you directly because we might ask you to cover some of the shipping costs, or we might just supply a different price for you that doesn't incur shipping, because we all know that, we could ship like one little small book overseas and it might cost us like $30, $40 to ship it, which makes it kind of pointless. But you will still win something That's why I allowed you all to enter. So I just wanted to throw that all out there.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Joe G, it'll be a Warlock book. Probably. I mean, that's a good call, Joe. Anyway, moving on. So we're gonna do this.
I can neither confirm or deny.
We're gonna redraw right now, everybody. Good luck to everybody here. Dan De La Torre. Sorry, guys, I'm late to the party. You never need to apologize. We're just happy you're here, man. We are just happy you're here.
Absolutely.
And then, Joe, we're gonna get to your question in a second here.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But anyways, all right, Chris, I'm gonna bring up the randomizer. Are you ready,
Okay.
Chris? Chris, tell them what you're gonna do too. How you're gonna do it.
All right, so guys, we're gonna bring up the randomizer. We got all the names of the entries in there, and again, for all my Patreons, subscribers, you guys got a double entry. So good luck to you all. I'm gonna run it 3 times. So we're gonna like rock, paper, scissors it. Okay, so I'm gonna hit 1, I'm gonna hit 2, and then I'm gonna hit 3. Boom, and whoever is on that top spot will be the new winner. So let's bring that up on screen.
Here we go.
And there we go. Now I'm going to go pull that screen up here. And I won't see you guys for a minute. I'll just see the randomizer screen. All right, guys. Drum roll. Are we ready? Again, I just want to say thank you to everyone that entered, everyone that's been supporting the Journos Comic Channel, and everyone that's here been supporting Comic Book Canon. It's been a ride, guys, and it's only the beginning. But let's get into this. All right. 1. There's 2.
One more.
And bring. Boom. Charles Porter.
Charles Porter. All right.
All right, let me come back, and now I can see everything. Charles Porter, congratulations. I don't know if Charles Porter is in the chat. What I will do is I will make an announcement on my channel. I will make an announcement on my IG as well, stating that Charles Porter is the winner. We'll give Charles Porter, we'll give him until Monday, just like we did for the other winners. We'll give them until Monday to claim their prizes. So, Charles, if you're watching, leave a comment in one of our videos or hit me up private message on IG or email me at captainjournocomics@gmail.com so you can claim your prize. If anybody in the chat, guys, knows Charles, and I don't know, if anyone does, I'm just saying, let him know if anyone, just putting it out there. So congrats to Charles. If Charles does not claim the prize by Monday, we're gonna run it again, but this time we won't do it on a show. I'll just run it again, and I'll make an announcement. And then if that winner doesn't come through, guys, I'm gonna hand pick somebody myself. Maybe I'll talk with Jeff, and we'll sit together. So because we can't just keep running it and having folks like not claim their prizes. So if Charles doesn't grab his prize, we're gonna run it one more time. If that person doesn't grab his prize, Jeff and I are gonna make a decision, and we're gonna pick somebody. We're gonna hand pick somebody. So somebody's gonna end up with these prizes regardless. So for right now, though, Charles, you're the winner. Thank you so much. And Jeff, Joe was talking about something that he brought up. We want to talk about this real quick. So without going into too much detail, again, we just want to give a big round of applause for Joe for just being such an amazing supporter, an amazing human being. Because not only did Joe donate his second place prize at this contest, Joe donated prizes for another contest that we're going to run here on Comic Book Canon. And Jeff, I don't know if you want to just leave it at that for right now. We're most likely probably going to announce it maybe next week. But we just wanted to go ahead.
We're
Jeff.
still figuring out the details here, but it's basically going to be our 500 subs contest here. I'd say we're about 180 subs away from 500. We're going to come up with some details on a contest here, and then we'll make an announcement, and everybody feel free. But Joe was definitely gracious and very kind to donate a really cool gift that I'm sure anybody watching right now would love to use. So we'll leave it at that. But we should be announcing that hopefully by next week and running it probably in January.
Yep.
So.
Looking forward to it. So lots of just really good, humble goodness here. And, this just, we appreciate all you guys so much. And this really is a community. It's not just me and Jeff. I say this for my channel. I'll say this for us here at Comic Book Canon. You guys are just as much a part of the show as we are. And that means the world to us every single week. So.
Yeah, we are truly grateful to be able to share the love for this hobby with you guys, spend time with you guys. It hasn't been the easiest year for all of us. I think that's fair to say. And this is something that Chris and I look forward to every week, and we hope you do as well. We're going to continue on. We love doing this, and we'll be back next Friday. Chris, any parting words?
Yeah, thank you guys. Yes, it was an amazing week. 2 hours in. Thank you all. Thank you, Joe. Congrats to Charles getting in contact with me. And go Warlock.
All right. On behalf of Tom, Tormy, Chris, myself, we will see you guys next week. Be safe. Have a good one.